Hi, my name is Aiden Lee, and I'm going to be taking you on a roller coaster adventure into my artistic world.
Join me, guys, as we take a walk into one of my favorite community centers, which have one of my favorite pieces. Now, I won't tell you the name just yet, but this piece is all about books, but more importantly, storybooks. Stories are great. They can tell a positive or negative story depending on what the writer thought. And with this piece, I created this piece called Storytime, a mixed medium piece with lots of colors, paper from books that are storybooks, and just capturing the essence of stories and how each and every word is inspiring and really gives off that positive vibe. Now, it's not only just the community center that has my art. My home has my art. Some people's other homes that have commissioned me have my pieces, but also even Parliament has one. Now, I love art, whether it be online or in-person events, but I love teaching at the schools. Seeing the young minds really kind of get at that creative style and just seeing their minds create something is brilliant. But don't just think young minds can. I know that anybody of any age can create something. Everybody is creative in their own way. There's some live events that we do as well, and it's awesome. And even artists can get awards, guys. You know what? Sometimes just being that inspirational speaker really motivates me to keep going. But next up, I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite artists.
Now, in most modern times, and even going all the way back, everything usually has inspiration, and that's what inspires creativity, inspiration. And one person, if I could really think about it, if I had to choose an artist that gave that inspiration for me to be creative and really kind of designed my kind of art style in a sense, would have to be the amazing Leonardo da Vinci. Now, why would I choose Leonardo da Vinci? Well, Leonardo da Vinci wasn't only just a painter. He was an amazing inventor, but most importantly, a great scientist. He loved painting, he loved sculpting, he loved creating new inventions. He was an innovative artist during the Renaissance period, and everybody looked towards him whenever they needed to come up with a new idea, because everything that he created really showed his curiosity and his creativity. And let me tell you, Leonardo da Vinci was super creative. He would try to do literally anything that he could get his hands on, and I think that's amazing and really shows that he was an artist to influence and kind of inspire other artists to be creative, to go against your normal things that you know and kind of go into the deep end, to try things that you haven't tried before and really be curious. So guys, just between you and me, I have a secret to tell you. And you know who it's about? Well, obviously, Leonardo da Vinci. But what about Leonardo da Vinci? Well, did you guys know that he absolutely loved anatomy? But not any anatomy. He loved human anatomy. So much, and here comes your fun fact, that during his entire life, he had dissected over 30 human bodies to understand the functionality and just understand the human body in general. Now, if I'm being honest, if I did something like that, I think I would get into a lot of trouble. And listen, his curiosity is very, very inspiring, but I don't think I have that much curiosity to do. Yeah, no, that's really scary. Are you also scared about that too? Oh, I think he's scared. I think he's scared of the thought too. But obviously, as much as I love Leonardo da Vinci, I want to talk about some other things that absolutely inspire me. Things that make me feel curious. And one of those amazing things is nature. Nature, if you guys know, has a lot of patterns, has a lot of differentiating colors, shapes, textures. But one of my most favorite things is laying down underneath a tree and just staring up, looking at the beautiful trunk of the tree and then seeing those branches just stem out into those beautiful Y shape, and it just keeps going on and on and on like a continuous pattern. Oh, it's absolutely amazing to see. Have you ever wondered where creativity finds its spark? Well, within every single one of us, and for people that are on the autism spectrum, it's everywhere around us. And I know that every single person watching this right now has the flames of innovation and creativity inside them. I mean, think about it. Everybody in the whole wide world, whether they consider themselves artists or not, have a unique story to tell. And their story might be a little bit on the happier side, or there could be some happy, there could be some sad, there could be some angry, there could be some ecstatic, because everybody's story is unique to their own. Now, when we infuse that journey with colors, sounds, textures, or any form of expression, we create. And at the end of it all, we are all undoubtedly creators. Remember, there is no right or single way of sharing your creativity. Everybody's story has their own unique colors, their own unique paint strokes. And in the end of it all, they all come together to form kind of like a story, as I say, a storybook of life. Everything has its own hue and texture thanks to my place on the autism spectrum. Whether it be arts, literature, cooking, baking, dancing, or even game design, I think that everyone should redefine and reshape conventional norms.
Now, one of my favorite games to play when I feel creative is Minecraft.
I'll just
Now,
build this
I
house as you
love
record.
Minecraft. I love normal Minecraft. I love modded Minecraft. And you know what? Minecraft is a game about fighting, but it also is a game about building. There are so many amazing things that I've seen people build, and it really shows off creativity when you want to do something related to game design. And I feel like Minecraft is that prime example.
Have you ever thought to yourself, what if life was a video game? Like, let's say that every single day introduced a new puzzle, something new to explore, a twist you didn't see coming. That is what I think my mind is all about, my creative and unique mind. Every day is a brand new level, laden with puzzles to solve, bosses to defeat. And let's say every player or every person in this world had their own distinct skill set and strategy of dealing with things. In the world that we live in, we could say that every day is like a video game where everybody deals with their individual challenges in their own way.
Finding that workaround to deal with stress or dealing with your own challenges, as I said before, is very important. I know for me that sometimes when I'm feeling stressed, playing my favorite games are always a great way of calming myself down. But again, everybody has their own way of doing it.
Some people say that art is not one of the most universal languages known to mankind. But honestly, I think I would have to disagree. You know, art has been used all the way back to even the prehistoric era, where we would not even know the history of our fellow cavemen without their depictions of their everyday life on the cave painting walls. Have you ever heard of that? Now, there has been so much about it, from the way that they hunted, from the way that they gathered together as a community. families. You wouldn't know about their families if you didn't read the cave paintings on the walls, because they would tell like literal stories about their lives on those walls. Today I hunted a mammoth, and you would only know by showing depictions of stick people with spears and a crudely drawn mammoth. And that is a form of using art as a way of communication. And throughout our history, we have used art in many different ways to tell many different stories. And without that art, we would have a huge chunk of history missing from our lives. And fast forward to modern day time, we are still finding new ways to create forms of communication, whether that be AAC board, sign language, pictures, or even painting. I know a lot of people express how they feel through their paintings as well. That art is one of the most universal languages known to mankind. And here's a quote from me to you. You should always throw your emotions onto the canvas instead of each other. That is one thing that I recommend that you try doing. Because if you ever feel stressed out, look towards the arts, because the arts allow you to express how you feel and sometimes really get that deep down emotion out onto a canvas. Now, my art is my way of speaking. It allows me to whisper, it allows me to yell, it allows me to express myself with every single paint stroke, with every single color, with every single shade, hue, texture. Every single one tells an experience that has happened in my life. Art book of life. And you know what? Every single one is a page.
Now, speaking about pages, I actually have a book similar to showing my everyday life called an art book. Now, every day, if I ever felt creative or I needed to share an idea or had an idea in my head, I would paint inside this book. And in this book, there are hundreds of designs, sketches, and just overall any creative idea I had in my brain. And there are so many. It's amazing to see the amount of quantity of designs there are in here. But when I created it, it was not to, just fill the book up. It was there whenever I just needed it. And sometimes you need to have a way of expressing how you feel. And using this art book, you're allowed to put thousands of designs in here. Every page is leading to a brand new design. So if you really want to, you can just let your mind flow, and any idea that you come up with, you can put inside this book. Because having this book is brilliant, because it's a way to keep it on the go.
And you know what? I gotta say that every single one is going to make you want to look at every single story. With art, everything has a story.
Even my artwork that I have right now always commits to a semi-form of story. Either the piece is somewhat inspired by something that I've seen or an event that I need to really focus on. And really looking at these pieces, you can see that each one has its own story. This one, for example, is a beautiful blue flower painting with bees because I was really inspired by pollinators and their intricate pattern of flight and just seeing them go from flower to flower doing such an amazing commitment to pollination. And, for example, here comes the orange orangutan. Now, if you guys know, this is an endangered animal, and this is actually part of my endangered species set. And lastly, I even created a self-portrait of myself. It's a little bit scary, let me be honest. The eyes are kind of creepy. But you know what? It is my version of my self-portrait. Sometimes you might even feel like you need to be fully full-on creative. And this piece is this prime example. That feeling, the emotion that I needed to get out on a painting.
So, Through this entire video, we have discussed about creativity, curiosity, we've talked about color, we've talked about textures, we've talked about emotions, we've talked about how gaming kind of is inspired, or how life is like a video game. We've talked about so many things that inspire this form of creativity, and that is what's really important, and that's what the main topic was for this video. Guys, with creativity, remember, whether you're an artist or whether you consider yourself not an artist, if you use even the smallest bit of creativity, like creating a dish for dinner or talking about a solution to a problem, requires creative thinking, which is a form of creativity. So remember, everybody has that creativity inside them, and you use it every single day. And if you look down, I think this one right here also shares some creativity, don't you, huh? That's right. So guys, stay creative, be creative, and you know what? Share your creativity with the world.